Reconstructive, Microsurgery and Transplantation to share Anamta's journey.
Thanks, Nida. A very good afternoon to all of you. At the outset, I'd like to thank all of you who have been a part of our entire journey. There are many familiar faces here. We have been meeting and interacting on different occasions. And it is really, I've always believed that any transplant for that matter is never just a surgery, or it is not just a medical process, but it is a social process. There is a lot of things involved. There are a lot of players in it at multiple levels, be it the transplant coordinators who talk to the patient, create awareness for organ donation, or convince the family to donate organs, the donor hospital which maintains the donor, the authorities who allocate these organs to different patients, the transport facilities, the chartered flights that we have to take in to get the organs, the traffic police who help us create green corridors and get the organs in time, the lift man, the any level of worker, any and every person is involved, and they take pride in being a part of this program because they know what difference they are making to somebody's life. And at the same time, the media also has played an extremely important role in this entire process, because you have taken the news each time to the society in different forms, the success stories that has helped in reaching out to the newer patients, that has helped in reaching out to the families to motivate them to donate organs and to continue making a difference to somebody's life. So I've always believed that in India, the population was our hindrance at one point of time, but today that is our greatest force, which has propelled us to a much higher level today. Today, India is leading in the medical scenario at multiple levels, and transplant is just one of them. India is leading as a major transplant center, where patients from outside come here to undergo transplants, because they know that the quality of care that is going to be delivered here will be state of the art, and it is at par with any other center across the globe, and at times even superior to it. And that is what we have experienced by interacting with our peers across the globe. We have always heard that liver transplant, kidney transplants, heart or lung transplants, which are life-saving transplants, are happening at multiple centers across the country because they are essential for the patient to survive. At the same time, these transplants, such as hand transplant or face transplants, which are not so-called life-saving, but they are life-enhancing transplants. They really rehabilitate the recipient to a much greater extent. They really help in integrating them back to the society. They really help them get a new chance of living a normal, self-dependent, self-reliant life. So these transplants across the globe, of course, they started in the US and in the European countries, but as the geopolitical situations and the economies have seen a change, India or Asia has now come up as a major area where these transplants are now surviving and sustaining. And in fact, we are one of the few centers across the globe which have an active BCA programs in the world. In the last 4 years, that we have performed 12 bilateral hand transplants in 12 patients with extremely good outcomes, and this has become an center of hope for a lot of other patients in the future. In addition to this, I would like to mention the immense contribution by the entire surgical team, because hand transplant is a complex procedure. It involves attachment of the hand and joining of all the structures, fixing of the bones, fixing of the muscles, tendons, nerves, blood vessels, so that the hand survives, and then later on, after recovery, it starts functioning. So technically speaking, hand transplant is one of the lengthiest of transplants and more complex transplants. Today's World Anesthesia Day, so I would like to appreciate the contribution of our anesthesia colleagues who have been the backbone of this program in ensuring that our patients have a very smooth intraoperative course. The ICU team, which is working on their toes since the time they receive the patient, and ensure that the patient has a really safe and smooth outcome. Most importantly, I would like to highlight the contribution of the immunology team, because that is one aspect of hand transplant which often is overlooked. But in the long run, immunology is one thing that determines the success of any organ transplant, because ultimately the patients have to be on lifelong immunosuppression, and hence immunology plays the most important or most crucial role in the successful outcome of any transplants. So we have Dr. Shruti Tapiawala with us.